Hi, Mike Felty, and I've done a couple of videos on a home that we're selling, and I've got a lot of comments. A few people that I know has called me, and anyway, just thought I'd do a video here today. I had a few people commenting that they hoped I wasn't selling, moving to the suburbs of the city, or they couldn't believe I'd sell a place like this. So I was going to show you the property that we've bought and where we're going to build. We're not moving to the suburbs, and we're definitely not moving to the city. But just thought I'd do another video. My first cousin that lives out in Omaha, Nebraska, called me the other night, and he said I'm his new favorite YouTube person. So I don't know, he must be pretty bored, but he said to keep doing, he said, do some of these videos. That's interesting. People's interested in that. And I told him, I said, well, what's interesting to me is that anybody would be interested in me. So anyway, I'll do some of these. They're kind of fun. And I just want to let everybody know, I've got a lot of people dissing on my wife. I made a comment in the first video that if anybody want to know why we were selling, that I have to ask her, that I had a disorder. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I did get diagnosed this week with the disorder that I was talking about. It's called CSSL. And I don't know if anybody's heard of it before, but it means can't sit still long. So I think I've got a problem with that. But anyway, we're at my house right now, but I'm getting ready to leave, going to head to the farm, and we'll show you a little bit around there. Got a few things to do there today. See you in a minute. Got a little fire going on the new farm today. It's a new place we bought. Got a greenhouse that we're going to try to sell. Got 3 big old barns we're going to take down, build a new shop down there. And it's a pretty day out. And I just looked a minute ago, I'm not sure I'm supposed to be burning right now. It says after 4, but it's too late now. You can see the cornfield there. Huge. We're gonna build a house right on top up there. Wish you could see the view across here, but you can't see it until you're on top. You can't get on top right now for the corn. So that was an old sawmill shed. We're gonna take it down. Here's a couple of the barns. I'm walking down here to get my excavator right now. Our fire we got going, I'm gonna have to tighten up a little bit. But corn as far as you can go. See, this greenhouse, I got a friend I think is gonna take half of it, and I think I've decided I'm gonna maybe attempt to keep half of it and try to use it. I don't know, I really don't need another project. But anyway, guys from Abingdon, Virginia, supposed to be coming this week to tear down all 3 of these barns. They're going to clean everything up, take everything with them for the wood. And at first I didn't know why they wanted these 2 barns, because they're just metal siding and poles inside where they were tobacco barns. But there's a lot of big pieces of lumber in there. I dug out over here. I'm getting power put in. They're going to put a pedestal about right here for a new barn I'm going to build when these come down. But I took an excavator the other day and dug. You can see my 3-foot trench going all the way through here, but there's a telephone pole way across over at the drive on the other side we're going to. I'll finish digging it when they're ready to put the conduit in. I was afraid if I dug it all the way across with the rain we've had, it'd cause a ditch to fall in. But got to get something back here quick. Got to have a place to put my dump truck, my excavator. Over here's an old barn. This one is pretty cool. This thing, it's definitely seen its better days, but this is the one they really wanted, and it's got logs inside. I'll show you here. Pretty cool. I thought they were maybe wormy chestnut or something that was worth a lot. It turns out I think they're poplar, but still pretty cool. I'd love to know the history. There you can see some of the old logs right there. Pretty neat old barn. I'd like to know when this thing was built, but it's soon to be gone. Kind of sad, but this little building here, I didn't know what it was. I was going to tear it down, but it's got my well in it. I actually have a well here that I didn't know, which is pretty awesome because I'm going to be able to run water to my barn and stuff here. And you can see the view on down Reedy Creek and old silo across the road. It's beautiful land out here. You can kind of get another shot of the cornfield, how big it is. Not as big as the cornfields out west, but pretty big for around here. All right, I'm gonna take excavator up here and try to tighten the fire. All right, we're going right up here to the fire. I didn't tell you just a minute ago, we're standing there watching the fire burn. It's burning up pretty good, and all of a sudden something popped loud. It did sound like a gunshot. Not sure what it is. I know shells can't go off and shoot out of a fire. They'll pop and the bullet will roll out. But then we stood there a few minutes and something popped and shot straight up in the air about 3 foot. So not sure what that was all about. But Dylan and Brian, my youngest son, my brother-in-law, they freaked out a little bit, so we scooted on up the bank a little. Anyway, we'll be up there in a minute. I'm gonna tighten her up and try to get it finished burning. So I didn't tell y'all a few minutes ago, this whole concrete slab I tore down about 2 weeks ago. I hauled off 15 loads of cinder block in my dump truck from here. And this was an old hog lot. And the previous owner said they used to keep 520 hogs in this at all times. You can see the concrete slope. It goes down the hill. It was poured that way. The block was laid on a slope, which was really weird. They weren't level. They all ran downhill. And in the very back, I'm going to zoom in to see if you can see. There's a pit that runs all the way along the back of this. So when all the hog manure and everything, they'd come in there with water hose and spray, and it would all wash down into that trough. They had a pump they could suck that out. Then they put it on the pasture fields around here. And the previous owner said when they would do that, they didn't have too many fans in the neighborhood here because it would stink up the whole place for about a week or two. All right. Will you video us for a few minutes? For a minute? Will you video us for a minute? Well, Brian and Dylan left me here just a few minutes ago. I think we finally got our fire pretty well finished up. Looks like it should be all gone here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna walk down there. I'm gonna show you this ditch behind this pad. A lot of cinder block and stuff in it now where I tore down. It would fall in, I couldn't get it out. I'm gonna have to pull this slab up. I'm gonna haul this whole slab off. I got a few places on the property that need filled in, so I'm probably gonna use all this now. I hauled some of it to a friend before, the cinder block, but I'm gonna use all this concrete to do some fill. But there's some big old deep places down here. This would have been a pretty interesting operation to watch back in the day, but pretty neat. This is I don't know if you can tell how big of a slope. You know, I know they can pour concrete on a slope, but it was just crazy. I wished I took some good pictures of the block when they was laid, how they ran downhill. It was pretty interesting. And also, if anybody's watching this video and would like to have a tobacco drying barn, I never knew there was such a thing. And actually, I think you could probably turn this into a kiln dry for wood. But we put this on Marketplace. I've got it for sale. This is a Long portable bulk barn made by a company called Long out of North Carolina. It's about 34 foot long. And on this end, when you open it up, let me see if I can get it open. There's a big old propane heater in here. There was some bees in here the other day, so I'm gonna watch. Yeah. So this big heater that runs off propane, which you can see the tank around back, this thing will heat up. You can adjust, there's flaps inside. You can adjust the, turn the heat up and down, adjust how much goes in, but it's got racks inside it. The whole thing's got racks that roll. And let me get around here and I'll show you. Pretty interesting. I thought, I've got a little sawmill and I thought maybe I could turn it into a kill dry for wood, but again, I don't need another project. But these ramps right here, these metal ramps, they go up and sit on that, they sit on that little ledge right there. And then you roll, let me open it up. Each one of these racks roll out. You can see the wheel down there, the rollers. They roll them out and pick them up with a tractor and take them out. I don't know how many's in there. There's probably 10 or 15. They lay them down, open them up and fill them full of tobacco, then bring them over, stand them up and roll them in one at a time and turn on the heat to dry tobacco. Never knew they'd done that before. Get this thing shut down. There's all kinds of cool stuff here. We've already cleaned up a lot. The previous owner spent 2 weeks hauling stuff off, but this old block building we're going to keep. We actually going to have to put some new sliding doors on it. I just had power run over here. You can see the new pole, new meter. They had power run to this building from all the way across to that meter base you see sticking up, about 300 foot. Just wire run underground. I don't know how they didn't burn up every tool that they had. This old building here used to be where they done tobacco. Actually, last year they done some cigar tobacco in here. Floors are kind of weird. The back wall had sliding doors too, and we just tore them down just last week and relayed block and just blocked it up completely. So I only got one door coming in, but pretty neat little shop. Not sure what we're going to use it for yet, but it's pretty nice. It's blocked, got a good roof, good foundation. I was gonna walk around here and show you some stuff. The only things that's still left here, I thought these were manure wagons, but you know, it shows you how much I know about real farming. These were silage wagons. I pulled that one out the excavator the other day. We gotta haul them off. They're pretty rough shape. I have no idea how old they are. And for anybody that lives around here, if you remember, back years ago, used to be a place that done milk and stuff. It was Dairyman. My brother-in-law worked there. He said, I'd like to have that old trailer just because it's from Dairyman. But we got to get rid of this thing too. I don't know what we're going to do with it. Still have a lot of cleaning up to do, but we will get there. Gentleman's going to come and get the corn probably in about another 2 weeks, and then we can start kind of figuring out what we're going to do once all the corn's gone. Anyway, we're going to head to the house here. I think I'm done for the evening. My fire's done. Got my electric hooked up, my lights on today, so we've had a fairly successful day. Talk to you later.